Hello, everyone, and welcome to my home living room, which you're going to be seeing a fair amount of in the next few weeks. As you know, we've closed the church office for the time being, but there's still a lot going on in our church community, even though we've closed down the office and Sunday worship, and it's really important that we stay connected. I hope you're doing well and preparing for the long haul on sheltering in place, as they're calling it. I invite everyone to be erring on the side of caution and not going out and not seeing other people as much as possible. This virus is very active, very virulent, and can easily be shared. Last Sunday I preached on the topic of mining your fear. And Eric Law says that if you go down deep into your fear, you can often find some real gems that can help you. The fear can be transformed into something much more positive, and those positives can carry us through tough times such as this. A key component of that is staying emotionally and physically and spiritually healthy. Yesterday, as part of staying healthy, I believe, we connected with our family, and I would invite you to do the same. Connect with whoever is your support network and make sure that you're listening and taking care of each other. We as a family are pretty close. We were on Google Hangout, which is a great place to be with, so we could all see each other. And we told a lot of stories of survival, and we laughed a lot. And I realized that we spent more time together than we would normally because we were all at home. And we all have busy work schedules, and it's often difficult for us to find time to be together. But we did yesterday, and we committed ourselves to doing that on a regular basis. I would invite you to do the same. I have set in motion a whole mechanism of making phone calls in the congregation, so you should be receiving or making phone calls to a number of people. I'm encouraging everybody to have maybe 5 people that you call on a regular basis. And you may, instead of calling, want to do Hangout or FaceTime or even Zoom, because I'm encouraging all the church teams and committees to keep meeting, use Zoom so that you can connect. We all need to adjust to this new social reality. And it's inviting those of us who are less technologically skilled to explore some of these online options that can connect us. Believe me, I'm on a steep learning curve with all of these options, but I'm loving where it all leads because as a response to my first video, I got lots of people connecting back with me, and that led to a number of conversations. I thought it was really cool. And I've said for a long time that I think Facebook, in a way, is a prayer network, and we all need to be lifting each other up in prayer each day. And especially if you know of somebody who is not having an easy time through it all, keep them very close in your heart and in your prayers. And there may not be much we can do concretely for each other, although there may be, but we can at least hold each other up in prayer. So, as part of my network of communication, I'm looking for people who have something to share via video or email. Do you have a skill or some information that you think might help us all stay healthy during our temporary incarceration? Might you please record a video, or you can do that on your phone, you know that, or send it through email to me. If it's too long to email, if the video is too long, let me know and somebody will be in touch with you. I'm deeply grateful to Irene Celadon, our administrator, as well as Amelia Ramiro and Abby Jaski for sharing their skills in this area. So let's make good use of this season and help each other to grow in faith and wisdom and self-awareness in a season where disease might otherwise keep us captive. Well, as much as I want to stay on this upbeat spirit with my message, there is, of course, a lot of sadness in the community this week. We have been constantly rearranging the plans for the funeral of Francoise Boulaya's mother, Mrs. Katamba Motoba Bernadette. That's going to be on Saturday. And wow, it's been very hard to know what to do. There is going to be a Catholic Mass. She was a member of the Catholic Church. And then I will be officiating at a graveside service at Sylvan Cemetery in Citrus Heights at 11 o'clock. You're welcome to come, but we'll all need to keep our 6 feet distance from each other and no hugging or whatever. But if you cannot come, or if you're fearful of coming, I would invite you instead to write Françoise a note or send her a card. If you need her address, it's in the directory, but I know it well because I used to live next door. It's 3039 Hannah Court, Hanna, in Carmichael, 95608. 3039 Hannah, Hanna Court in Carmichael. So yesterday I heard the sad news of the death of Barbara Peterson after a season of illness. Barbara has always been such a warm, loving spirit, and I loved her sense of humor. And she and Jim were married for 72 years, if you can believe that. I had problems really connecting with Jim yesterday, but ended up on a FaceTime with him, which was really very good as a second best to being there in person. They wouldn't allow me to go in to see him because they're still keeping meals together in community at Atria, which I think is a very good move. Barbara will probably be buried next week at the VA cemetery. And in conversation with Jim and their daughter Carol, we've talked about having a service much later as it becomes realistic when the situation allows. Of course, another very significant death in our church family yesterday was that of Shirley Reese. Oh my goodness, Shirley has such a huge network of friends and family, both in the St. Mark's congregation and beyond. This is a huge loss to us as a community. She has truly been an inspiration to those of us who've been around her during the last 8 months since she got her cancer diagnosis. Her daughters, Deanna and Christina, have been just amazing in the way they have supported her, as have friends. And I particularly want to mention Christy Stoughton and Polly Hazeman and a host of others who have been there for Shirley as she's been on this journey. Again, we will have a celebration of Shirley's life when the situation allows, and we'll look forward to that. I'd invite you to keep looking for a third message from me this week, which will be a worship message. This is your substitute for Sunday morning, except you can do it any time over the weekend. When I chose the subject of fear for our Lent series, of course, I had no idea what was going to be happening. This Sunday's topic is engaging fear constructively. Could there be a more timely theme? This is the way we need to work with our fear. It's appropriate for us to feel fearful of the virus that can spread rapidly and can even kill people, but that's not the whole story. The scripture for this Sunday is Luke chapter 12, verses 22 to 32. Luke 12, 22 to 32. It's the lilies of the field scripture. It's a beautiful scripture. And Jesus actually says, stop worrying. Don't be afraid, because God delights in giving you the kingdom. Good words. God is in control. We know, none of us knows what for us the future will bring, but we know that we're all in God's hands and God surrounds us with unconditional love. This is the greatest reality in the universe, in the whole of human existence. So in the midst of troubled times, we keep alive faith, hope, and love, but knowing for sure that the greatest of these is love. So please stay healthy and take good care of yourself and each other, and together we shall overcome with the power of God's love alive within us. Oh, but I'm sounding like a preacher, and that will be the next message. I should be saving that until next time. So have a good day and God bless.